Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances and Dandavat Pranam. I welcome you to the early morning short Bhagavatam class organized by ISKCON Radha Govinda Temple, Kulai, Mangaluru. I indeed invite you for and on behalf of His Grace Sri Ramani Sadas Prabhuji. We shall begin with the prayers. As you and I know, prayers are very important. We need the mercy of the Lord to understand His message very clearly. And until we understand the message clearly, we won't be able to put that into practice. So, to put the message into practice and understand it well, we need the mercy of the Lord. The transcendental knowledge is not easy to understand without the mercy. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine. Sri Chaitanya Manovaishtam Sapitamena Bhutale Swayamrupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yudhmakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavasya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagara Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagarnanita Sri Vishakhanvitasya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Sri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Please join me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jaiva Narottamam
Narayanam Namaskritya
Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire.
Surnatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha
Shrunatam Swakatha Krishna Punya
Krishnaha
Shravana Kirtana.
Punya Shravana Kirtanaha
Tadayanta Suya Bhadrani Vidunoti Surastata
Hridayantasto
Hridayantasto हि
Yabhadrani
अभद्राणि
Vidunoti Saraswata.
विदुनोति सुहृत्सता
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया
अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया
भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी
भगवती
भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी
नित्यं भागवत सेव्या. Daily attendance of the Srimad Bhagavatam classes, Shravanam, Kirtanam, both listening to it and preaching removes all the inauspicious things from our lives. And since it is worship of the Uttama Sloka, Lord Sri Krishna, he bestows upon us the Naistiki Bhakti. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Prescribed Duties for Mankind, Chapter number 9, Appearance of the Demon Rudrasur. Those who want to recite the words can raise their hands. Megavan yata bhadrambo dadyankam rishi sataman vidyavrata tapahasaram gatram yakchat mam siram. Venkat Narasimha Rao Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। मघवन यात भद्रं वो द्वंस मूषि सत्तमं विद्याव्रत तपस्सारं गात्रं याचत माचिरम। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Thank you. Madhumane Krishnan Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। प्रणाम प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय मघवन्यात भद्रं वो दद्यञ्चं ऋषिसत्तमं विद्याव्रता तपस्सारं गात्रं याचतमाचिरम्। थैंक यू प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्णा।
Thank you very much. Pranandini Madhvi Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। प्रणाम प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय भगवन् मघवन् यत् भद्रं वो दध्यन्तं ऋषि सत्तमं विद्याव्रतः तपसारं गात्रं यचातमास्तिराम्। थैंक यू प्रभु।
Thank you. Madhu Soni Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय मघवन यात भद्रं वो दधयञ्च मृषि सत्तमं विद्याव्रत तपः सारं गात्रं याचत माचिरम। थैंक यू प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you. Usha Dayavati Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी। प्रणाम प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय मघवन यथा भद्रम ओ दद्याचं ऋषि सत्तमं विद्याव्रत तपसारं गात्रं याचतमाचिरम। थैंक यू प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Thank you. Revati Ratnangi Devi Dasi ji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। प्रणाम प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय मघवन्याद पत्रं वो तत्तं यज्ञ ऋषि सत्तमं विद्याव्रत तपः सारं गात्रं याशतमाशिरम। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you. Uttama Padma Devi Dasi ji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय मघवन्यात भद्रं वो दद्यञ्चं ऋषिसत्तमं विद्यारता तव सारं गात्रं याचत मां चिरम् हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी
Thank you. Subbarao Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat
Hare
Pranam
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam Prabhuji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Maghavan Yata Bhadram Vo Tadhyam Chamrushi Sattamam Vidyavrata Tapassaram Gatram Yachitamachiram. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you. Subbarao Prabhuji. Can you read synonyms for us?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Sure, Prabhuji. Maghavan, O Indra, Yata, go. Bhadram, good fortune. Va, to all of you. Dadhyancham, to Dadhyancha. Rishi Sattamam, the most exalted saintly person. Vidya, of education. Vrata, woe. Tapaha, and austerities. Saram, the essence. Gatram, his body. Yachata, ask for. Machiram, without delay. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.
Thank you very much, Subbarao Prabhuji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mega 1, Indra, all good fortunes unto you. I advise you to approach the exalted saint, the Dhyanka, the Dhichi. He has become very accomplished in knowledge, vows, and austerities, and his body is very strong. Go ask him for his body without delay. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Everyone in this material world, from Lord Brahma down to the end, is eager to keep his body comfortable. A pure devotee may also be comfortable, but he is not eager for such benediction. Since Meghavan, the king of heaven, still aspired for a comfortable bodily situation, Lord Vishnu advised him to ask the Dhyanka for his body, which was very strong due to his knowledge, vows, and austerity. The short and simple understanding of this nice purport is that when we are bestowed with the material body, we being conditioned, we always strongly believe that we are the body, and that's why we want to safe keep and probably keep it at the best, the body. Because the concept is a bodily concept, we think body is everything that I am. If you look at the Western culture, 74-year-old man would also go to gym, work hard, try to keep his body slim and attractive because he thinks body is important and his identity is a body. However, the pure devotees, as explained here, is not very eager. Why? Because the avidya or ignorance about the soul, about the relationship of the soul with the God Almighty or Super Soul, and the constitutional position of a soul being servitor of the Lord, and that the soul changes the body as we change our clothes, is known to him, and that's why he is not very eager to have any kind of benediction that would either safe keep the body or keep it in a better condition. Indra, however, though he is the king of heavens, he is a group of demigods. Demigods, as you and me, we all know, is a higher strata than the human being. They have better conditions to live. They have a longer life, better standard of life, and probably more powerful as they are bestowed special powers by Lord Himself for them to execute the administration of the universe. And so they are looking much better than us, appearing better than us, and probably functioning better than us. However, they all have the same issue of being conditioned. And if they are conditioned, they are bound by the cycle of birth and death. And that birth and death keeps on increasing along with the material desire. Since King Indra also has material desires, desires have no end. And so they always look at their own self still as a body. Lord Vishnu then advises Indra that he should go to Muni, the Dadichi Muni, and ask for his body. This conversation is occurring in the space of Vritrasur, who has appeared, the demon, big demon, and King Indra realizing that his strength and powers and the warrior's skillship are not that enough, probably, to kill such a huge demon. We'll go through the next verse as well because that's part of this story only. And this part of the story, not the whole. And let's see, those who want to recite can raise their hand. I would request you not to have more than 2-3 people. Subbarao Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, go ahead.
Dandot Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare
Sava adhigato dadhyang dashvibhyam brahma nishkalam yadva ashveshiro namatayora maratam vyadhatu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Revati Ratnagi Devi Dasi.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी प्रणाम प्रभु जी सवा अधिकतो दत्यं अश्विभ्यायं ब्रह्म निष्कलं यत्वा असत्वचिरो नाम दयोरमरातां व्यदात् हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी थैंक यू वेरी मच
Thank you. Madhusoni Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी सवा अधिगतो दध्यं अश्विभ्यां ब्रह्म निष्कलं यद्वा अश्वशिरो नाम तयोरमरतां व्यधात् थैंक यू प्रभु जी हरे कृष्ण
Thank you. Pran Nandini Madhvi Devi Dasi ji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय सवा अधिगत दध्यान असिभ्याम ब्रह्म निष्कलम यद्वा अश्वशिरो नाम तर अमरतम व्यद्धात् हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी थैंक यू प्रभु जी
Thank you. Shakti Avasthi Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Danut Pranam.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम सवा अधिगतो दत्यं अश्वेभ्यां ब्रह्म निष्कलं यद्वा अश्वशिरो नाम तयोरमारतां व्यधात्. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Shakti Avasti Mataji, can you read synonyms for us?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sa, he. Va, certainly. Adhigatah, having obtained. Dadhyat, dadhyancha. What is it? What is it? Ashvibhyam, to the two Ashwini Kumaras, Brahma, spiritual knowledge, Nishkalam, pure, Yatva, by which, Ashvashara, Ashvashira, Nama, named, Toyo, of the two, Atmaratam, liberation of one's life, Vyadat, awarded. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shakti Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. That saintly Dadyancha, who is also known as the Dichi, personally assimilated the spiritual science and then delivered it to the Aswini Kumaras. It is said that the Dadyancha gave them mantras through the hair of horse. Therefore, the mantras are called Aswasira. After obtaining the mantras of spiritual science from the Dichi, the Ashwini Kumaras became Jivan Mukta, liberated even in this life. I am starting the purport. Subbarao Prabhuji, I would request you to go through the text part of it after the first sentence. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The following story is narrated by many acharyas in their commentaries. Subbarao Prabhuji, are you there? Okay. Madhusoni Mataji.
Am I audible, Prabhuji? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. You are audible.
Okay. Nisamyatharvanam daksham pravargya brahma vidyayoh dadhyancham samupagamyam tambucha turadhasvino bhagavan dehinau vidyam iti shrutva sachabravit कर्मण्यवस्थितोऽद्याहं पश्चाद्वक्ष्यामि गच्छतं तयोर्निगतयोरेव शक्र आगत्य तं मुनिम् उवाच भिषजोर्विद्यां मावादिरश्विनोर्मुने यदि मद्वाक्यम् उल्लङ्घ्य ब्रवीषि सहसैव ते शिरश्चिन्ध्यां न सन्देहा इत्युक्त्वा स ययौ हरिः इन्द्रे गते तथाभ्येत्य नासत्यावोचतुर्द्विजम् तन्मुखादिन्द्रगदितं श्रुत्वा तावोचतुः पुनः अवां तव शिरश्चित्वा पूर्वम् अश्वस्य मस्तकम् सन्धास्यावस्ततो ब्रूहि तेन विद्यां च नौ द्विजा तस्मिन्निन्द्रेण सञ्छिन्ने पुनः सन्धाय मस्तकम् निजं ते दक्षिणां दत्त्वा गमिष्यावो यथा गतम् एतत् श्रुत्वा तदोवाच दध्यं नाथर्वणस्थयोः प्रवर्ग्यं ब्रह्म विद्यां च सत्कृतो सत्यशङ्कितः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी.
Thank you, Subbarao Prabhuji. You have passed the Sanskrit Visharad test. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great saint Dadichi had perfect knowledge of how to perform fruitive activities and he had advanced spiritual knowledge as well. Knowing this, the Ashwini Kumaras once approached him and begged him to instruct them in spiritual science, Brahma Vidya. The Dichi Muni replied, I am now engaged in arranging sacrifices for fruitive activities. Come back sometime later. When the Ashwini Kumars left, Indra, the king of heaven, approached the Rishi and said, My dear Muni, the Ashwini Kumaras are only physicians. Please do not instruct them in spiritual science. If you impart the spiritual science to them, despite my warning, I shall punish you by cutting off your head. After warning the Rishi in this way, Indra returned to heaven. The Ashwini Kumaras, who understood Indra's desires, returned and begged the Rishi for Brahma Vidya. When the great saint, the Rishi, informed them of Indra's threat, the Ashwini Kumars replied, Let's first cut off your head and replace it with the head of a horse. You can instruct Brahma Vidya through the horse's head, and when Indra returns and cuts off that head, we shall reward you and restore your original head. Since the Dichi had promised to impart Brahma Vidya to Ashwini Kumaras, he agreed to the proposal. Therefore, because the Dichi imparted Brahma Vidya through the mouth of a horse, the Brahma Vidya is also known as Ashwasira. So, Donald Trump is not only present right now. There are many Trumps who have been born, some of them as high as Indra, who behaved like the one. Ashwini Kumaras are the oldest physicians and they are most successful physicians who used to do a lot of surgical practices. And our scriptures describe their surgical practices in great detail. Head injury and MRI of the head, which you all know now, is quite common occurrence, and making a small hole in the skull to remove the blood collected inside the tight skull to relieve the pressure on the brain is a surgery which has been described vividly done 17,000 years ago. There are many such surgeries which has been described in detail, and some of the surgeries have been pioneered in the Shushusa memorials. So this is part of it here, but then ultimately, whatever your position is as either a demigod or whatever your prescribed duties are as a living entity, you certainly would like to get liberated from a conditioned state. And so, as any other living entity, the Ashwini Kumaras also have a right to have the transcendental knowledge of Brahma Vidya and understand the position, identify themselves, identify the Lord, and go back to the Lord. This procedure is a common procedure for all living entities, right from an ant to the topmost. Ultimately, aim of everyone is to go back to Godhead. And to go back to Godhead, you need to transform and change as per the requirement so that you are loved and pulled by the God. Without the mercy of the Lord, this is not going to occur. And to start the devotional service, you need to have the knowledge, and then you need to have the mercy of some senior devotees that Bhakti Lata Bij is implanted into your heart. It cannot happen until your heart has all the anarthas being removed and the still heart becomes a very soft heart or the heart with compassion. All these things require continuous change in the self, but that change can only occur with the knowledge of what needs to change. And so Ashwini Kumar wanted to progress in their life and get liberated from the conditioned state, and that's why they were eager to get the Brahma Vidya. It's nicely described here that Indra, as usual, to keep his position and to make sure that Ashwini Kumar do not qualify to become Indra and replace him, he always plays his tricks cunningly. We had seen earlier that he did the same thing with Maharaj Prutu, didn't allow the 100 horses sacrifice. He stole one horse. And so on. You will see many incidences where Indra is cunning. It's the survival, as they say, or that's what he feels, that unless he survives in that position, his position can be grabbed by anyone. The feeling and the situation is very similar to the present day politicians. Anyway, ultimately, Ashwini Kumars, being a physician, are always outsmart the others. And so they suggested to the Dichi that he can teach him with horse's mouth since his head is being replaced. And then ultimately when his head is cut off, they will redo the surgery and put his original head back. Head transplantation is a common procedure in those days, and an extensive work has been done during the early part of this century in many countries, including China, to do a head transplantation. A person gets the entire body with just one head, and his head is transplanted on top of the body. It has not yet been successful, but an attempt has been made to reach to that stage. That attempt has been described in our scripture as a successful surgery by Ashwin Kumar. Ashwini Kumar's liberation is guaranteed once Brahma Vidya is achieved through the Dichi. just to create a little more inquisitiveness in you. All this story has been going on because there is a situation wherein Indra is put in front of a huge demon, Vritrasur. Indra, of course, is the devotee of the Lord, but Vritrasur is also a pure devotee of the Lord, suffering from a curse. And so there are two pure devotees of the Lord, Vritrasur being more powerful and more stronger devotee than Indra, because Indra is not perfectly pure devotee. He still has his material desires, still is conditioned. And though he is the head of the heaven and probably head of all the demigods, he is still not equal to a pure God or in the mode of pure goodness. And so the situation is that Vritrasur must die to get out of his curse, and Indra must kill Vritrasur, which at the moment doesn't appear as a possibility. And so ifs and buts are added here by Lord himself to create a situation, and you will see as you go along that even Vritrasur is encouraging Indra to use the bones of the Dichi as thunderbolts and kill him. This pastime is one of the most wonderful pastime I have ever seen. And as you go along, you will see the perceptions in the mind of Vritrasur, perceptions in the mind of Indra, and Lord's interventions in getting Vritrasur out of his curse. In other words, everything that happens around us has a meaning and has a purpose. The only thing is, the events that are occurring around us, our senses, our mind, and our intelligence is not strong enough, sufficient enough, and large enough to understand in a very long run. As they say in a tennis, it's a very long shot, means you are almost touching the corner of the opposite field. It's called long shot, and usually no opponent can reach that shot. Similarly, it has been said in Christian missionaries' words that Lord works in the most mysterious ways. They have few of the sayings which I love. One of these is this, that Lord works in the most mysterious ways. Second saying is, help in crisis comes from most unexpected corners. It's a beautiful saying, but these are the truth. Look at all the crises that has occurred in your life and analyze how you got the help, and you will realize that help usually comes from most unexpected corner. So to understand the events occurring in the material world and material manifestation is not easy, though we feel that we are the master of this material world. But all the events have their purpose, all the events have their reasons, and it occurs for a reason, but we don't understand the reason. Any question, any doubts, any commentary, any addition, any subtraction? any issues, please go ahead. If there are no questions, I will take few minutes to explain something which Subbarao Prabhuji asked several weeks ago. Subbarao Prabhuji, you asked me about the Mahat Tattva, nature and Pradhan.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you very much.
This is the answer. You have to be a little careful in reading through. The handwritings are the slide is not very clear, unfortunately. But if you look at here, Mahavishnu is converted into a material nature. And then it is written here in oblique Pradhan. When, if you look at on the right hand side, this is part of the Karan Srushti or Srushti Leela as we call. Srushti Leela always occurs in the slip of the Lord, Karanodakshaya Vishnu, and that ends up into Karan Srishti. The Supreme Lord's glance on the sum total of material energy, that's of course Maya, infuses it with time, that's Kal, destiny, that is Karma, and nature, that is Swabhava, of all jivas. So those jivas who are going to take birth in the Srishti Leela, their Kala, Karma and Swabhava is added into that energy and that makes it agitate. The agitation occurs and the agitated equilibrium state of that nature is called pradhana. Simple to understand is that Prakriti or nature is a girl with all reproductive organ in their puberty. But Pradhana is a pregnant woman, the same woman, but has an extra agitation in it. The further it says, the agitated equilibrium state of Pradhana then produces the Mahat Tattva. This agitated state leads to that single most important material from which the entire material manifestation is produced. Mahat Tattva, a state which although has all three modes, are predominantly of the goodness. The details are all later on, but this is what it is. The material nature becoming pradhana, and then when it starts agitating with all three modes, that's when it becomes a Mahat Tattva. And so the entire material manifestation is made up of Mahat Tattva, and that's why no part of material manifestation is without three modes of nature, or call it Maya. And that's the reason why detachment from the Maya and becoming transcendental to the three modes of nature is one of the most difficult things for any living entity. I hope I made myself clear. Rest of the slides you can see and analyze, which is very easy, but these needed clarification. Subbarao Prabhuji, that makes some sense?
Very nice, Prabhuji. I can just put in 3 words in our medical term. Being a doctor, you have rightly said, one is not matured girl. that is Prakriti. Then
Yes.
Pradhana is a matured girl with all the system ready for pregnancy. Whereas
Yes.
Mahatattva is a pregnant lady.
Yes. More or less. Very true.
Hari Bol, Bale. Very nicely explained by you, and he, simple terms he has told, Prabhuji. Wonderful.
Subara Prabhuji
Genius.
is
Easy
a
to
pure
remember. Very good.
devotee. Right.
Yes.
Thank you very much for attending the class. Vansha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya evasya patitanam upavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Hare Kodi Vaishnava ki jai. Thank you very much. All of you have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Dhanyawad,
Bol,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.